You just never know when you're gonna hit the spot. Girl, your beauty intimidates me. The hell out of me, girl. But I'm not scared of rejection. So here's my confession. I'm so into you, mama, mama. And I'm really feeling your vibe. You make me want to subscribe. Woman, I had to follow you. Aha, aha. Just had to click the like button. And now I'm gonna leave a comment. Woman, you're simply amazing, amazing. And you got me falling, falling for you, for you.
WEFM is SVG.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Welcome back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 8:06 here in St. Vincent and the Eastern Caribbean. They're listening to Ari, and with me is Roleza, and we are Activated Mornings this morning. Once again, I just want to say good morning to everyone locked in. Remember, we are live on YouTube and Facebook at WEFM 99 SVG, and it also is an interactive program. The number to call is 457-9997, which is also the number to WhatsApp, where you can also place calls 457-9997. So moving on to different news this morning. Tourism, our bread and butter, or at least it should be our bread and butter here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And with all the discussions about tourism lately and ICC, Vinci Mas, Sandals actually put out a press release pointing out that international travel agents are excited about what they see in St. Vincent. So it reads, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines is probably Caribbean tourism's best kept secret until recently, that is. Now, the World Travel Advisor Committee is abuzz with excitement over this stunning destination, which offers everything from tropical rainforests and waterfalls on the main island to amazing turquoise waters with pristine white sand beaches along the 31 other islands of the Grenadines. Not only did Sandals Resort put the destination on the world map when it opened its newest resort there at the end of March 2024, it followed that up by hosting its annual Star Awards at the resort, bringing some 361 travel advisors from North America, Latin and Central America, and Europe to experience many for the first time the sparkling jewels of the Caribbean. Travel advisors were not only feted on resort, but taken on tours throughout the island, giving them a first-hand view of what the destination has to offer. So there are some feedback here from about four or five travel advisors. I don't know if you had anything to say before we get into that.
No, you can go ahead.
All right, so there is a Carly Finch from Nashville in the United States who owns two travel agencies, The Sand Lady and To Travel Anywhere are the names. She had one word for the new destination, and that is amazing. She said that it will be at the top of the list of vacation spots she will be offering her clients. To be honest with you, I had never been here before, and I don't really like to sell destinations until I travel to them myself. But now that I've been here, I am going to sell it like crazy. Finch also shared her thoughts on Sandals 2.0, the next generation of Sandals hotels. Words cannot describe, photos can't. I've personally been to every Sandals resort. This one may very well be my new favorite. I just want to say something about that. I hate when press releases read like press releases. It sounds like they paid her to say this. But
no, but they actually did. I saw it on Once in Vincent News. A couple of them, they were interviewed. I'm not sure if it's the same people, same persons, but yeah, why, Ari?
I don't know. I feel like
if you saw the video, it would be different for you hearing it directly from their mouth.
It sounds like a press run. It sounds like something you paid to say. Okay, I invited you here, Sandals. I invited you. I put you up. Say positive things, yes. Say? But that does not mean that it's something negative,
right?
So I feel like that's how she feels about anywhere that she's going to be invited to. Not that it's the best, but I'm definitely gonna push it. I'm definitely, yeah, that's what we expect you to do. But the fact that she's saying that she is going to push it, that is the positive that I take away from it. And it's not the only person that said that the resort is different from the other resorts that they've been to. So there's that. It's just like, as somebody in communications and reading it and like, but
so now
it does have its benefits.
So now you're saying that we have to be, you know what? Let me leave that for you alone. You go ahead.
You have to be one.
No, you go ahead. No, it's not you. Not you. Go ahead. All
right. So there's also Heather Tate, who owns Whimsical Destinations. I don't know, Whimsical. In Mississippi.
Magical. It's beautiful. It's so lovely. That's what it is, man.
Yeah, she also fell in love with the new destination. She too had not been to St. Vincent and the Grenadines before and really did not give much thought to it as a destination. That's interesting. All Americans know, unless you're living in maybe Texas, Philadelphia, New York, Miami. All you know is Jamaica, St. Lucia, Trinidad, Barbados. That's all you know.
And no, but I guess
Dominican Republic.
And I guess maybe too, it's okay, so it's just another Caribbean island, but what is going to draw me to that particular Caribbean island? So I think maybe that's why she said it's like of it, but I'm not encouraged to go to it.
Yeah, that's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not surprised that a lot of these people is the first time coming to St. Vincent because they're generally not aware.
Right.
Because what's in their faces is Barbados, St. Lucia, Trinidad, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, some Bahamas, of course, Cayman Islands, Puerto Rico, Belize also has been marketing like heavy. There are lots of celebrities going to Belize now. So these are the Caribbean countries that they're mostly familiar with. So again,
but isn't that a plus for us in a sense where because you've never really heard of the country, it might give you a reason to want to visit because it's not as out there as the others. Like
I think that's Mystique's selling point, which is why they see so many celebrities down there and they never talk about it. I think that's their selling point, the privacy, or as Americans say, privacy.
No, privacy. But for me, like I think I probably mentioned this to you before. Like I don't necessarily want to. If you give me a trip to somewhere, I'm not going States, I'm not going England, I'm not going Canada. Give me somewhere that I have never really had, let's say, a reason to want to draw to. I don't want to go to the typical places. The places that are typically mentioned are the places that West Indians typically want to go to.
I feel like the most popular places lately have been Thailand, Dubai, Mexico. Feel like that's internationally where people tend to lean to. And they kind of getting like played out now that a lot of people there, they want to. Oh, remember when that place in, I think, Cayman Islands that has the pigs? Or is it Bahamas?
Right. I think it's Bahamas.
And they ended up having to ban some of the tourists because they were making the pigs sick.
I know I'm sidetracking you plenty, but I want to get to a stage in my life where I can spin a globe and point my finger and say, this is where I'm going to go. Wherever it stops, and I point my finger and say, this is where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to Heather Tate for Whimsical Destinations. She said that she had not been to St. Vincent and the Grenadines before, and she really did not give much thought to it as a destination until Sanders introduced it to the world. I'm telling you, it sounds like a whole.
Stop it, read it.
Anyways, without hesitation, she identified the warmth of the people as what stood out to her the most. Being from Mississippi, where from the hospitality state, and in the first few hours, I could tell that this was a kindred spirit to where I am from. The people here really make it such a beautiful experience. The Minister of Tourism, Carlos James, said that there was a heartbeat and a soul here, and he put into words just how I really felt. Tate had no doubts her clients were going to love the new destination and resort. I want them to experience places that have not been overly commercialized. Same thing that you were saying, right? Yeah. And I think my clients are going to resonate with this place. It was also the first time trip to St. Vincent and Grenadines for couple Kira and Robert Solomon, who owned the My Paradise Planner travel agency in Florida. You see, now this is something I could lean towards. My Paradise Planner.
So I'm too whimsical. I love whimsical. Coming to a destination like Vinci that you've never heard of before.
Whimsical sound like it owned by a white blonde lady named Sarah. It just sounds like that. It just then the experience
You look at too much movies. That's what happened.
I am going to Paradise Planner Travel Agency. But yeah. So Kira shows that it will not be their last. It was the first, but it will not be their last. I told all my clients, stop what you're doing right now and add this island to your bucket list. I truly had no knowledge of what a beautiful island this was. So had Sandals not built here, I probably would have overlooked it entirely. I'm so glad that we didn't, because it's an absolute gem of the Antilles.
That's what we are.
This resort was staying power. This has staying power, sorry. This one is going to be the top resorts, I think, for us. The service is incredible. The food is impeccable. I'm running out of ways to explain it to people. They said the move by Sandals to bring so many travel agents to experience the island firsthand was a game changer. We're already selling. I mean, I got back to my room the other night and already had 4 bookings. When they see us here, they trust our knowledge and our feedback, and when we tell them this is it, they will believe it. What does that sound like to you, Roleza?
That she knows how to sell a product.
Yes, but isn't that similar to what I've been saying about CDC and Ministry of Tourism putting together influencer packaging?
Are we on tourism?
It is only? We're talking about tourism.
Tourism only?
What do you mean?
No, because you're diverted into to CDC.
I said CDC and tourism.
Yeah, we stick with this. Go ahead.
All is one. One is all. All is one. One is all. Anyways, finally, we have Alicia Rampy, the owner of 2 pineapples in Paradise Agency.
You had to be creative with the names.
I like this name. I'm not laughing at it. I like the name. I chuckle because I like it. It wasn't like whimsical. I actually like it. I still
like whimsical. If you tell me whimsical, I am going to think of an absolute paradise that I'm going to. Okay. They go to islands that is absolutely paradise.
Thank you, Anne. Anne says Karen. Karen is the name. So Karen of whimsical. But yes, for Alicia Rampy, the owner of 2 Pineapples in Paradise Agency in Dallas, this was it's Bay Americans, man. This was one of the most strikingly. I really think Europeans travel more though. In my opinion.
I think they did say that the biggest markets would be coming from the States.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, it makes sense right there, and they do travel to the Caribbean a lot.
But I suppose that's the other thing. We have to probably find a way to get the European markets to come here as well. You know, so yeah. Stages, man, stages.
Yeah. So this was one of the most strikingly beautiful Caribbean destinations she had ever laid her eyes on. A destination that would have gone unnoticed if Sandals had not brought it to her attention. I knew about St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but I had never done any research on it. But now seeing how beautiful it is, I am shocked that it is not a hotspot for vacationers, honeymooners, and destination weddings because it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Could you imagine, right? Segue. Could you imagine, right?
Yes,
you're
Ari.
heading down to Sandals. You have your bridal party. It's a party of 20. You have 2 buses or maybe 30, 3 buses coming down. And when you pass in Gibson Collar, right there in your eyes, just thought I'll put that out there. Rampy anticipates.
Hold on, no, you're not going to move on so quickly, no.
Small segue.
Any bus driver knows that if it's there, what you do is you drive a little faster. You don't give them time to read it. You don't give them time. But even when you, he laughing at it. But even when you driving, do you take time to slow down there?
Why? I thought I didn't notice it.
Exactly.
I didn't notice it.
Exactly. Nobody and looking out the window on that side. Sorry, you're looking ahead.
That's the last one for the morning. That's the last one for the morning. It just crossed my mind. But Rampy anticipates a major boost into the island's tourism sector now that Sandals had opened its door here, something we all could agree on. Sandals is such a household name all over the world, and because of that, where Sandals goes, people go. And if Sandals hadn't been here, I probably would have never come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's going to be amazing for the island. You see what I mean? That sounds like Pierre. She's talking about Sandals on the island. Good morning, caller.
Morning. Hello.
All right. So Carl, it seems that we're not able to hear you once again. So maybe you could try again on WhatsApp or just try calling again. Yeah, so you're saying Roleza.
Right. But I tend to find a lot of us, especially, I'm sorry, but Americans use certain words a lot. They use amazing, they use absolutely, fantastic. So I'm not surprised that you're going to hear it.
That's not what I mean. Okay, let's go again. Alicia Rampy, the owner of Two Pineapples Paradise. Okay, we have the call. Come in. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Ari. Good morning, Larissa.
Good
How
morning.
are you guys this morning?
We're great. We're great.
You're talking sandals. You're talking visitors. One of my take is a lot of Americans probably know a little bit more or travel to the Caribbean more. It's closer to us.
Mm-hmm.
It costs less. You got to think of Europe now. Man, it's a long travel and it's very, very expensive to travel from Europe. So you have to take that into consideration.
But we have
But it will happen.
Yeah, but we also have to.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I'm saying I used to live in England, and I kind of know a little bit situation with the English people. But they will travel, and trust me, they will. And the Germans, look out for the Germans coming to St. Vincent. They are very, very big on traveling, and you will have the Swiss and all that. They will come, but like I say, it's a long travel for them. It's a lot more expensive air flight, so you have to take that into consideration. Also, my son, who lives in Atlanta, one of his school buddies he used to go to school with, they were looking for somewhere to go for their first wedding anniversary, and he told them about sandals in St. Vincent. They said, "What sandals? We're going to take a trip." They came down to Sandals April 19th, and they had a beautiful time. They went over to Beckwith to the turtle sanctuary, and he said he have never known things about turtle. He held it in his hands, and he even showed him, he did a video of him eating green banana and saltfish, codfish. Yes, and he came back, when he got back to Atlanta, my son saw him on Saturday, and he said, "This is a place I could go every year."
Okay.
So, and we have always known Vincentian for hospitality. This is not the first time hearing these people, and I've been following them too, talking about how the people was nice or not. We have always been known for that. Always been throughout history. Vincentian have been known for their hospitality. So I'm just hoping too that they will back up customer service, because a big thing coming. Like, American Airlines just announced from New York and Charlotte, more work at the AIA, etc. But we have to pick up customer service. Customer service is key, because my sister told me that she read a couple of things on Facebook regarding customer service at the airport, etc. And I got to the Minister of Tourism, and I told him about it. So I hope, even all around St. Vincent, not just at the AIA. I have noticed that several times I come when we go to the banks, etc., customer service stinks. I mean, sometimes you go there, they go into lunch, they just walk away from the desk in the bank. They don't even say anything to you.
You mean they put
so I hope,
you think?
I hope that customers will pick up tremendously, and they will have to. So
Not going.
Everybody have to be in the P's and Q's if they want to promote St. Vincent. Like Larissa said, driving about that billboard, half of those people are not going to see it. They're not going to see it because how many seconds take to pass that billboard? So that is my take.
Right.
That's my take this morning. I continue to listen. If I need to jump back in, I will. But
all right,
no problem.
Beautiful topic, and continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful day.
Same to you. All right, another call, back to back. Good morning, call. Listen to Ari and Larissa.
Listen, I'm going to bring a bag of sweets for everybody who gets my name correct, right? But
all right, caller, we're still having an issue where we're not able to call. We saw a few more calls trying to break through. We'll allow those as we try to give that caller a chance to sort out whatever it is that they're sorting out. So really, it's a let's play game, right? You count the amount of time St. Vincent is mentioned, and I'll count the amount of time Sandals is mentioned. So for Alicia
Man,
Rampy,
why we
the
doing
owner,
this?
that was my
I know,
point.
I
That's what you
realized,
missed.
yeah.
She won't and promoting sandals and anything else.
I thought you meant the word in sound so generic.
No, that's not what I was saying. All right, good morning, caller.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing this morning? Roleza and Harry.
I got a bag of sweets for you, man.
Well, yes, and I like that. I like that little thing that Ali does. Harry does when he presses that button.
No. Listen to me. Do not, caller. Do not encourage Harry, please. He is going to go wild with it. Do not encourage Harry. All right.
Thank you, caller. It's appreciated.
Yeah. Well, hear what? And this is something for passengers who's traveling between the United States of America and St. Vincent. Because remember, as I told you, people are still transiting in BIM. But I don't want to talk about that. I would like to speak about Saturday. There was a go-around by an American Airlines aircraft, and it had to land in St. Lucia because the weather closed in at Argyle. It is not a regular occurrence. Liat has had to do it a couple times. Another aircraft had to do it a couple times. The thing of it is, we were wondering why the captain of the American Airlines did not hold. He was supposed to overshoot and hold, but he just overshoot and went to what you call an alternate destination, which is St. Lucia, in case anything is wrong. So basically what happened is, for those of you who don't understand it, Argyle does not have an ILS system, which is an instrument landing system, which brings the pilot to about 50 feet above the runway. Even if he doesn't see it, he can still go around. However, instrument landing system for Argyle will be too expensive on the government. This is not Barbados. They don't have 100 planes that they're landing here. So it really makes no sense. And it's too much money to put that in because there's mountains on the side. So you have to really develop that stuff. So those of you who are flying, the aircraft, when it comes in at a level altitude, okay? Straight and level. But all of a sudden, you could be sitting in your seat, and all of a sudden you find yourself fly back in the seat and you're sky sealing, you hear the engine screaming. That could be very, very, very alarming for someone who's never had that, a frequent flyer, but who's never had a go around. So a go around is nothing to really worry about, because some of the passengers here on the list, they were complaining, they were scared, they thought they were gonna crash. That's not gonna happen. And the aircraft can even touch the ground with one wheel and go back in the air. That could happen as well. Now I will tell you how that happens. Now, since Argyle has no instrument landing system, I am subject to correction. The MDA, which is the minimum descent altitude, which the pilot has to come down before he could see Argyle runway. If it is in rain, the minimum descent altitude may be 850 feet, for example. But the American Airlines chief pilot will say, well, no. When you reach 900 feet and you can't see Argyle runway, go back up. Now, the man who flying from Union, who live in Union Island and who live in St. Vincent and have a single engine, he makes his own decisions. This is not an airline decision. He could come into Argyle, and if we reach in 100 feet and still don't see the runway, he could go back up. But a commercial airliner is not allowed to do that, because that could become complicated and that could become dangerous. So I hope I make a little thing straight here and everybody could understand what I'm saying. Y'all following?
Yeah.
We are, yes.
Right. So don't be too alarmed if the aircraft have to go around. And it's nothing really to frighten your soul, but that is it. Lastly, I was telling you last week about the power of the Black Americans. A lot of Americans are booking on JetBlue for St. Vincent. This is where we will see an explosion in tourism. And as I've told you before, if it's a couple girls traveling or whoever is traveling, if it's a group, each of them will have $2-3 grand. Black Americans just come and spend all the money and go back home without none and go and work for it. Some tourists do that. So you'll get a heavy influx of money coming in that way. So guys, I've said my piece this morning, and keep up the good work, and you guys have a good day.
All right, same to you.
Thank you. Right.
All right, so we are at 8:30 here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back more about tourism, international travel, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack, Interprime Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
Ground control, come in. It's the space station. We have an unidentified object for review. Over.
Go ahead, space station.
It seems to be.
Go ahead.
It's,
Go ahead, space station.
Okay, I've made my decision. It's a cricket ball.
What?
6. What a shot. You big it. Out of the park and into the sky.
The ICC Men's T20 World Cup.
It's out of this world.
Buy your tickets now from tickets.t20worldcup.com.
Do you want to feel clean or refreshed after using the bathroom? Whether at home, work, or play? Welcome to My Smart Toilet Seats. All of our products wash your private parts after using the bathroom without the use of your hands. Let's hear what our national table tennis champion, Damian Dublin, has to say.
I tried it and it works. There are 4 options. Simply add an attachment to your existing toilet seat, or choose a non-electric seat, or better, an electric seat that washes and dries you with warm water and air. Lastly, get a complete smart toilet that also flushes itself. What are you waiting for? Get your smart toilet seat today. Be smart, be refreshed, be clean, be a winner like me.
Our smart toilet seat is available throughout St. Vincent at retail outlets with the orange flags. You can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website at justwashit.vc.
Your vision is our mission at Quartz Optical. Get 30% off frames and lenses, plus free eye test for all throughout Healthy Vision Month. Get that frame today and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Your sight is our mission. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Special conditions apply.
Are you ready for the Untold Calypso tent? Yeah, man, we're heading to Russell's Auditorium for the opening on Thursday, May 30th, and for the second show, Thursday, June 6th, and for the preliminaries, Thursday, June 13th. The vibes is big, the energy is big, and of course, the cast is big. Mashi, Mansik, Zion I, Da Vinci, Mayamo, Patis, Koja, Abija, Azara, I, Exposer, Marvo, Roots Garden, Reality, Ninja, and the newcomers, Diamond and Kerry. So make sure for Thursday, May 30th, June 6th, and June 13th, you're getting ready to head to Russell's Auditorium for Untold Calypso 10. See you there. Untold take over, we make the area.
WEFM is SVG.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Welcome back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 8:34, soon to be 8:35 here in St. Vincent and the Eastern Caribbean. You're listening to Ariane with me as Roleza, and we are activated.
All right, so this is what you do, right? You pronounce my name slowly.
You're listening to Ariane with me is Roleza.
Lovely.
And we are activated mornings this morning. Roleza is about to tell you her thoughts on the topic, which is international travel agents excited about SVG. So we're talking tourism this morning. Let's go, Roleza.
All right. So I am happy to see the reviews, as mentioned, as Ari read out in the article, right? Yes, for many of them, it's the first time. Well, they may have heard of Vinci before, and but it's the first time visiting. But there's something that I probably wanted to bring out here as well, because
my mother is calling. Good morning, mother.
Good morning, son, and how are you?
I am
good
well
morning,
and good in the
Roleza,
Lord.
How are you?
I am well and highly flavored.
Thank you very much. You're not blessed. I am all three. Now, Ari,
yes,
we're gonna
mother.
disagree here a little bit to agree.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mostly agree with the discussion I hear. So I'm not gonna go over them because it would have been like fighting to put on a tight pants that is not your size. But one thing, one thing in your statement, and as I had given you advice before, is that if you do not expand on something you say, people can take it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in one of the statement that you read, you said, song like me, song like you are saying what you're being paid to do. It's obvious if you're being paid to do a job, you do it to the best of your ability.
Mm-hmm.
But then, what the lady said, it is there for everyone to see.
Yeah, but that's what I said.
Yeah, you said that, but is the way you said it. That's what I said.
Oh, well, no, I was just
Mm,
saying, as a
mm,
communications professional, I'm reading it and it
mm,
sounds like a press release to me. But it
mm.
does has the positive because the information is out there and they are bringing in the people. So it does have the positives. And that's why I doubled down and said, as a communications person, that's how I'm reading it.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That, I mean,
Odi,
false expression. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand,
That
but
kind,
I'm just how I am reading it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You understand? So, like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying to that kind of a before brings out a little doubt there. Roleza, are you agreeing with me?
I'm understanding, but I mean, the thing of it is that we speak differently, and because even there's a
Yeah,
facial
I know,
expression
but
to go with
the,
it. Huh?
right,
So,
but listen. I
uh,
understand where he's coming. You heard my first statement that he
Yes,
said.
mm,
yes,
I
yes.
agree with everything
right.
that he said. No need for me to go over it.
Mm,
But that little mm, is a doubt in your mind. You understand?
yeah.
And then people who doesn't really people think and listen to your first sentence, and you could say 100 after, and some people only dwelt on the first. So
Mm.
it's just a bit of advice. With me, I understand what you're saying. You
Mhm.
follow what I'm saying, son?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes,
No, and if you
mother.
don't agree with me, tell me.
No,
It's
no,
just a
I
kind of
understand exactly what you're saying, and
person
I'm
like
just
you have
telling
a
you
doubt
And you
the
do
in
not.
your
reason
mind.
why I gave the it sounds more like PR stuff,
Mm.
but it does have its benefit. That's why I followed it up with saying it does have the benefit that the information is out there.
Right, good.
Yeah,
But
but I
as I said
understand,
again,
and the
in
reason
some people's mind, it doesn't matter what you see after that already register, and they
honestly,
would think that
it
you have
doesn't even
doubts.
matter if you say something positive first, as is the negative people tend to walk away with. So
Exactly. But the
yeah,
first expression, people holds on to that. All
not
right,
every
son, you
time.
guys continue. What you said?
I said not every time because you could start off saying something positive, but then the people only hear the negative
Right.
of the
Well, some
statement.
people is every time the negative is what they hold on to.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
All right, my dear.
thanks for your
Yeah.
contribution, mother.
You are very welcome. And I don't hear you say good morning to me when I don't see you at night. You'd say morning to everybody.
Pull him up. Pull him up.
So every morning now is good morning to my mother.
All right, my dear. You have a good one. I'm
Same to you,
listening.
same
Take
to you.
God's care. Okay, bye
Take
bye.
care. All right.
Yes, Roleza.
Yeah. So So the point that I was bringing out, with regards to those who said that it was the first time coming here, I am also wondering to what extent or how much do we actually want to develop our tourism here in SVG in terms of visitors? Because one of the other things that we have to look at is yes, our name is out there. Yes, we're going to have more persons visiting. Yes, we want for more persons to be visiting. But we also have to recognize that there are some cities out there, some countries out there who have now had to limit how much visitors they have to their countries because of overcrowding. And would that make us, let's say, not as unspoiled as before? So in terms of all of this tourism planning, yes, we are kicking off. Sanders is here to help to promote us in a wider aspect. I think more than Tourism Authority may have been able to accomplish. And I dropped my voice, right?
The doctor yesterday.
Oh word.
So you can't just slide in those things, Roleza.
No, but I am. You know, I did my when I'm very serious, I did my voice. Yeah, but I still you start again, Karen. All right. So yes, but I still have to ask the question. In terms of this planning that we've done for our tourism development, to what extent are we looking at having this overall development, and would this make us no longer an unspoiled destination if we end up being overcrowded? Because we also want to increase the number of the berths, I suppose, for the cruise ship terminal. We want to be able to have more cruise ship visitors coming to the island, but it's to what extent?
I don't know. I welcome all of it. I welcome all of it. It would be annoying if it's no longer you go into Kingston one day, middle of the week, and you can get through it everything you need to do because now it's crowded. But then it's another thing with you're able to go into Kingston and afford the things that you want because tourism has been so good to us.
Fair enough.
That we're able to no longer complain about the things that we complain about daily. What I do want to talk about, though, is what the caller mentioned. The customer service that we usually struggle with. Now, I would forever shout out to the hospitality department or the technical college at Diamond. They're doing an amazing job. I have seen students in restaurants and you can tell that they came from there as opposed to the usual. And it feels bad saying the usual, but I know you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that this caller had to call the minister to complain about service at the airport. Now, before, like in the beginning, because we need to face the reality that a lot of these people at the front desk at AIA are really young people. They're people that fresh out of college. Some of them, let's say they're between 19 to 22, 23. They're still wet behind the ears. But now, at least as I've been traveling lately, they seem to be getting more training. So we haven't been getting the same sort of problems that we would have get. I saw a friend of mine post on Facebook, right? I'm wrapping up soon.
That's okay, go ahead.
I saw a friend of mine post on Facebook that he called into Bickles and the response in which you saw the post.
Yeah.
The response in which he got from the person on the other end was so horrible. But after the Facebook post, Bickles called him and he said when he called again, a few days later, the service was much better. So it's not like businesses aren't stepping up. It isn't like they're just leaving the customer service as it is. For once, now that people are talking about it consistently, we are seeing better from people here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
All right, so you made mention of being wet behind the ears in terms of customer service, I suppose, right? But to me, customer service, it comes down to just basic respect. Like I have to think about how would I wish to be treated if I patronize a person's particular business place, or I'm buying a product or I'm buying a service. To me, it really does come down to basic respect. How would I wish to be spoken to? So while it is that, yes, I'm not saying that formal customer service training should not be given. I think that many times it just comes down to you as an individual, in terms of dishing out what you would like to have receiving for yourself, right? There's an article on Eyewitness News. I just want to read the heading, and I want to
opinion piece.
Yeah, the opinion piece. Tourism, my business, your business, everybody's business, right? And that has been the tagline for the Ministry of Tourism, I believe. Now the whole thing just gone out my head, but anyway, something similar to that point. And I don't ever like to talk about tourism in the context of how it is that we treat persons coming to SVG. Because even if I go to a restaurant, I'm patronizing that restaurant. So you're not going to speak to me any which old way because I'm a local. And then you're going to step it up for the visitor, right? That is not what I want to hear. But the point of it is that we have something called domestic tourism, right? Apart from persons coming into SVG, we have domestic tourism, we have regional tourism, we have international tourism. And the thing of it is that when we talk about tourism being the responsibility of everybody, it starts at the airport when you get there. And I want to believe that immigration officers and custom officials go through maybe customer service training. I want to believe so. I could try and verify that, but I want to believe
I think immigration for sure, because I remember while I was in Taiwan, some immigration officers came over there for 3 months for training.
Okay, lovely. Right? Because the point of that initial point of contact to an island can make or break how somebody views the island on a whole, right? You come in, you want to be greeted with a smile. I don't care if you're having a bad day. And I'm not necessarily saying to fake it either, but at least be civil and respectful, right? So it's that initial point of contact from you stepping at the airport, persons greeting you, they're smiling, they're extending that hospitality. And as the caller said before, hospitality does come, or the warmth of us comes naturally to many of us as Vincentians. And one of the things that I've always loved about us as Vinci is that, we talk to each other as if we've known each other for a while. Like you're walking in the road and somebody would say something and it's as if they've known you forever. And they haven't, So that natural hospitality comes out. But we have to remember that we all have our part to play, whether you're working in a store, whether you're working at the airport, whether you're working at an actual resort, right? You have that part to play in extending that hospitality to everyone, not just the visitors.
Yes, and I think that Roleza made a very good point and made a lot of good points. I just want to, before I say anything, make reference to this comment. Now, let me give you a bad experience I had at AIA in March of last year. My name was called at the checkpoint. I was searched from head to toe, had to remove my belt and search like I was a criminal. No one gave me an explanation as to why I was being searched. Yet I came back in December.
Yeah, well, remember they would do random checks, right? At airports,
but to not give you a reason, not even to say, "Hey, this is a random check,"
right?
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I'm in agreement that
yeah,
when things are being done like that, you should give an explanation. So yes.
So the introduction to the opinion piece that you have, it says that tourism in the Caribbean is imperative to the economy. A Jamaican Observer article states that Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett declared that tourism will be the biggest driver of economic growth and prosperity in Jamaica for years to come. The article further states that Bartlett, noted that in 2022, Jamaica welcomed 3.3 million visitors with estimated foreign exchange earnings of roughly US $3.7 billion.
Yeah. All right. So so that point that Harry's making, and I know that I was making the point of, let's say, overcrowding, but the other thing too is that we have 32 keys and islands. Maybe everybody doesn't have to be on mainland, Vinci, or just in let's say, go ahead, Cano and etc., but develop the other islands as well. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing,
Oh,
Harry?
wonderful. I'm pretty good. Good program. I'm calling from Canada. Good program. I just heard that I reread a post that someone sent concerning how they were searched at Argyle.
Yes.
And no explanation was given.
Yes.
I'm of Vincentian, and 3 years ago when I came home, when I checked in, I was called and I was searched. And no explanation was given. 2 months ago, I was back home and the same thing happened. But this time, I was told because of a bottle of black wine that I had in my luggage. Okay, and also, most importantly, I was in Florida the other day, and I went to Miami. But first, we landed in Orlando. On our way back was the same thing: transit to take air transit from Orlando to Pearson Airport. Surprisingly, the folks who was in front of me, they went through, and the custom officer, he had this scanner in his hand. He pointed, away from me, indicating to me to go on that side. He wants to search me. So I kept on walking, and he said, "Sir, get over there." And I said to him, "Excuse me, sir." I says, "The folks that were ahead of me, you didn't pull them over." I said, "But me, you pulled me over." I said, "Do I look like I'm a criminal? Do I look like I'm a terrorist? Get over there." So I stood up and I refused to move.
This is in Vinci?
And my wife, no, that's an American.
Oh.
Okay. And my wife said to me, Greg, just do what he says. I says, "But I am willing to comply, but it's the manner in which he dealt with me why I refuse to move. Okay? And at the end of the search, I asked him what was the purpose of the search. To this day, he didn't answer me. So, those things happen. And it's after I learned that sometimes they do random checks. But of course, as you said, my dear, I can't remember your name. I'm not going to call it to spoil your name.
No sweetie for you. No sweetie for you.
No candies for me. No candies for me. But of course, sometimes some of them they do and some of them they don't. So I don't think that that person who came to St. Vincent should make that an issue, because an explanation wasn't given. It is because of bad customer service. These things happen,
but
throughout
Carla,
the world, at different airports. So
Carla,
of course,
I have to disagree with that. Yes, these things happen across the world. That is a fact, but it does not mean we should accept it as normal here.
Well, of course, we should not. We should not. An explanation should be given.
Yes.
Why was I searched? Why was I pulled over? At least you have a clear mind as to if it was a random search or if you look like a suspect of some suspect of something or the other. At least you have a clear mind of towards. So at least you leave not wondering what is it that done or what is it that I did. So these things will happen. So I guess it's something that we have to live with, wherever we go when these things occur, even though sometimes an explanation is not, is not given. But as you rightly said, it is not something that we should accept as a norm.
Yeah. But thanks for your contribution. We have another call coming in at the moment.
Oh, you're very welcome, my dear.
All right. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. I just wanted to comment on what the previous caller was talking about, about being searched at the airport. I was traveling on Sunday, and that very same thing happened to me. Now, I had 2 pieces of luggage, and they only searched one, which made really no sense to me. Now, when I questioned what was the problem, they said it was a random search. Now, I noticed in the lounge, most of the people traveling, going to Canada, were white people. But when I was downstairs, the majority of the people being searched were black people, Vincentians. I didn't make anything of it. I was quite cooperative with the gentleman, and he was very gentle at the same time. And he revealed to me that they don't have a scanner. And what scanner they do have cannot detect anything much. Now, all that was in my bag was simply tea bushes and herbs from St. Vincent, which nobody promotes abroad, except for maybe a few. And I was amazed that they could not tell what was in my bags. And so there is definitely a problem. One, it's racial, meaning because you're white, you are treated differently. Tourists, I've seen tourists in St. Vincent being escorted by police, going to Sandals in taxis. I have been in my country, spent more money than any of these tourists while I was there, and is treated with disrespect. So obviously there are many things that are wrong, but I am questioning what is going on at the airport. Right. Anyway, thank you very much.
The point that you're making with being escorted by police, they may possibly have been a dignitary. If you see police escort, it's possible.
No. They were tourists. They were tourists.
How did you know the difference that they were tourists as opposed to a dignitary?
Because I know one of the taxi drivers. I'll leave it like that. Very well.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, caller.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. But in relation to the scanner, there was an announcement made earlier this year that scanners will be installed at the major ports, Argyle International Airport and the port in Kingston, I'm guessing, when it's finished. Or maybe I mean, it's kind of tedious to
No, I
install
think
it
they're going
now
to get, yeah.
and then uninstall it.
They have to do what they have to do, Ari. If they have to move it, they move it. But
let me try to get a contract. That sound like free money. I didn't have free money, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So the point of it, tourism being everybody's responsibility. Yes, we have to play our parts, right? And even playing our parts has to do with how we speak about our country, right? Now, I'm not necessarily saying that you are going to cover up things, but even that whole marketing can actually happen between you and your friends. Like your friends are saying that as friends overseas, or for those of you in the diaspora, they're saying that they wish to take a vacation. How do you sell Vinci to them, right? So I always used to say the marketing of tourism or the marketing of our destination, our country, wasn't always just left up to the tourism authority, right? It wasn't just about them, but it's also about us as Vincies doing our part to sell our country, right? And as I said, yes, crime and things happen. Yes, we are outraged by certain things. And no, I'm not saying not to take to social media if you want to voice or to protest or to issue your displeasure. But we also can do our part in terms of marketing the positive things. A new restaurant is open somewhere, it's a friend's business. It doesn't hurt to promote it. It doesn't hurt to share it, so that even for us here, we can become aware of what else is available here on island. Because, sometimes depending on who you talk to, people say that there aren't places to go. There are many places to go in Vinci. There is that ecotourism aspect of it. There is the sun, sea, and sand. I forget what that is called in tourism, but there's a name for that particular type of tourism as well. So it just depends on what you want to become involved in.
Isn't that eco?
Nah, there's a separate name for the sun, sea, and sand. And ecotourism is more like with the hiking and nature trails, etc. Right? And now we have cricket tourism. Well, not cricket, sports tourism. We can also market that as well, So yeah, we can do our part.
It's unfortunate when you speak about these things, we have more negative comments than positive. But there. Yeah. So caller, good morning. If you could wrap up what you're going to say in 1 minute, that'll be preferred.
Yeah, okay. Well, I will support the guy and the racism. We do get touched a lot everywhere. And sometimes over the years, I'm older now, I used to give trouble, especially in England. When they call you out in England and said, excuse me, is it because I'm black?
Oh,
that kind of stuff. Yeah, that kind of stuff. In Barbados too. But I want y'all to know this morning, Barbados is the mecca of tourism. But let me tell all you, the Bajans just treat the tourists rough. Rough, I tell you, lock them up, all kind of things. You think they could go there and do anything? No. Bajans treat tourists very rough. We in St. Vincent treat tourists nice. So take that one away. All right. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, caller. Yeah, and I do think it's a deep rooted thing where people see not just tourists, because there are Indian tourists, there are black tourists, there are Asian tourists. People tend to treat the white tourists above all like they're superior, and that in itself is the problem. We're supposed to treat all the tourists in a way that we want them to talk about St. Vincent in a positive light. We want them to sell St. Vincent to friends, family, but not to treat them better than locals or other persons of African descent. Now, we have someone else saying, and this is unfortunate, that when we have these topics, persons often have more negative experiences than positive. When say having had a bad experience in Beckway, why does the staff treat their customers differently based on their color? Even if that customer was traveling with the same thing I was saying, with the same Europeans, searching at an airport is random. It happens at all the airports. USA is the worst for this. And you have heard, especially people from the Middle East, complain about their random searches. It seems random. It's supposed to be random, but it doesn't really come off that way.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, to top it all off, someone from Nice Radio was there with me. He was searched as well, and he made it known that they're treating us Vincentian poorly. He also said that the caller before nailed the British accent.
But I don't even know how to explore this topic, because it's a centuries old problem. It's a centuries old problem, and it's profiling, it's stereotyping. But all right, so let's try to end on a positive
I'm gonna end
note.
where we began. It is a great thing to see that that Sandals is doing what they promised they would do, and that is market St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they brought travel agents, and I'm pretty sure the influencers and the celebrities are not too far behind, and we're going to see a bigger Vinci Mass. We're gonna see a big ICC T20, and I welcome it completely.
I do as well. Endorsed. Ditto.
So the time is 9:01 here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Unfortunately, we have to end this segment and make way for the ECCB currency exchange.